Stop using CLR to clean your barrels. Let me tell you why. So a while back, I told you guys how I use CLR to clean my barrels. It's been a while. I mean, that gallon's almost empty, and I've yet to have an issue. The way I use it is 3 wet patches, dry it out, then chase it with alcohol, and then I go in with patch out and accelerator. That's how I use it. So it's in there maybe about 3 minutes or so at the max. And again, 0 issues. However, the reason you should stop using it is, lately I found out that there's some manufacturers that have said, hey, don't use CLR. If you do, we're gonna void the warranty. So here's what's gonna happen. Let's say you have an issue with your barrel. You call the barrel maker. They're gonna ask you, did you clean it with CLR? You're gonna say yes. Guess what? They're gonna void your warranty, even if the issue that you have wasn't caused by CLR. So might as well just quit using it. It's not that it doesn't work. Again, it's never harmed one of my barrels, but simply because of that, I'm gonna stop using it. Now, what are the alternatives? Well, this also works really good. This is Carb Out by Patch Out, or by Sharpshooter Precision Products. This is the exact same people that make the Patch Out and the accelerator that I use so much. So next time you're there buying this, get you some of this. This works perfectly fine. Now, the other one that I use, that I've been testing, that actually works really good, is made by Iosso. And I use this stuff a lot. This is a triple action oil solution. And I use this a lot to clean my bolt, to clean anything metal that needs to be lubricated. Because what happens is I put it on there, I wipe it off, and it leaves a very fine film behind that lubricates really well. Well, if you look in the back at the instructions, it says, for bore cleaning, apply the solution to a patch, run it through the bore several times, next apply Iosso bore cleaner. So this stuff works great for carbon remover as well. So you have these 2 options. These are the 2 that I've been testing. And to be honest with you, I like to order products from places that I'm already using so I don't have to pay extra shipping. So give these a try. They're gonna work really well. So how do I use it? Well, I put this stuff in there, and that one's empty, so let me get a new one. The label fell off of this one. So pretty simple. I get a jag, I get a patch, and again, use a bore guide, put it in there, and just, I like to wet the patch pretty well, and I just run it through. Just like that. And you can see it's already pushing some stuff out. It works really well. Okay, clean the rod, get another patch, same thing. I like to run 3 patches. Okay, just like that. And you can see this stuff works quick. Look at that. It's already taking some carbon out of there. And we're gonna do one more time. All right, that's the 3rd one. Now what I do is I let it soak for about 3-4 minutes. I'm very impatient. All right. Then what I do is I follow it up with a dry patch. Okay. And then I run a patch with alcohol, just to get anything left behind out of there. Okay. I use that Iosso Triple alcohol. What is that, like 99%, 99.9? Yep. IPA, 99.9 pure alcohol. So This is the stuff that I use. And then I chase it with another dry one just to get the alcohol out of there. I mean, it'll dissolve on its own, but like I said, I'm impatient. Then, here's what I do after I do that. I take an Iosso brush. Again, while I'm ordering my Iosso products, I order one of their brushes. This is a 7mm. Of course, I'm doing a 7mm. I go in there, and instead of using a patch to put my patch out in there, I wet the brush. I rotate as I'm pouring it in, and I work it back and forth. Again, it's a nylon brush. Okay. Push it through, pull it back, put a little more in there, and just work it. I find that this works better than a patch, because a patch just doesn't really leave anything behind. I mean, it does, but it takes forever. Okay, so now that bore is nice and saturated, okay, clean out the rod, and now we're going to chase it with accelerator. Same process. Okay. And what you're going to see is it's going to actually make a foam. You can already see it here on the brush. It makes a foam, similar to what you would get if you were using the foam out, or whatever they call that product of theirs. And you can see all the foam that it makes. So that's it. I let it sit for about 10 minutes or so, and patch it out, and then I go in there with a borescope. All right, so it's been sitting for about 5 minutes now. Let's patch it out. Sure enough, it's getting clean. Now, I do this a couple of times, and then I go in there and take a look. So right now I'm just going to dry it out, chase it with alcohol, and then I'm going to go in there and look with the borescope. All right, so patched it out. Now I'm going to chase it with alcohol just to make sure everything's clean in there before I look in there with the borescope. Okay. Always clean your rod. All right, now I'm just going to go dry. Okay. All right, now we're going to go with the borescope. This is the new Teslong NTG 200H focus and fold. This is pretty neat for traveling because it folds up, so it doesn't take as much space as the other one. And I'm gonna go ahead and record for you guys. All right, here we go into the chamber, and you can see we still have carbon in there. But it's getting cleaned up. Ooh, look at that. Anyway, so at this point, what I like to do is I like to go in there with Iosso, and I like to put it on these small travel containers. So just like that. Okay. Put on the patch. I like to work it back and forth. Just like that. Push it through. And we're going to prep another one. I like to do at least 2 patches. So I start short stroking and then I make my strokes longer. All right, push it all the way through. Now we're going to pull it out all the way, clean it, and go in there with alcohol and just clean all that stuff out of there. So we can take a look with the borescope again. So I don't have a procedure. I mean, this is how I start. And depending on what I need next is my next step. So if I have a lot of carbon, then I can hit it again with a carbon remover. If I have a lot of copper, then I hit it with the accelerator and the patch out. So again, depending on what I need is the next step. You know, sometimes I don't shoot the rifle that much. Let's say I go out to the range and shoot 20, 30 times. Well, it doesn't need that much, right? So you're gonna need a borescope, but take a look in there after everything you do, and it'll be pretty easy to tell what's next. You can see, just like that, it's starting to look a lot better. We still have some carbon right there. You see it? So we're gonna go after the carbon some more. Now I don't want to get this all out with Iosso. I could, but that's not what I like doing. You can see it helped a lot right there, but it's still a bit dirty. So I'm gonna go back in there with carbon remover and try to get all that stuff out of there. All right, let's try this other one, the patch out version of the carbon remover. This stuff, Carb out. This stuff is really good too. So I'm gonna try that. So this is an old can of patch out. So don't throw them away. They're useful. Okay. Patch it through, just like that. Now you can also hit it with a brush at this point. I like kind of doing chemically and mechanically at the same time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I go in there with a brush, put some on the brush, and just kind of work it. Now, this is a nylon brush, so I'm not worried about reversing it or any of it. Now, if I was cleaning it here at home like I am now, and it was just a regular day, I would not be in such a hurry. But this is something that I would do at a match where, I got cleaned the rifles, I got seed ammo, I gotta go to dinner, I gotta prep for tomorrow. So, it's this is how I would clean it there, because everything's more, I don't have as much time. Here at home, I'd probably just leave the patch out in the accelerator there for, I don't know, an hour or two, come back, patch it out. But like I said, right now, this is how I would do it at a match. Now, if I'm at a match and I'm back at the house, I would start cleaning, then go to dinner and come back and finish. So still would have more time than I do on a YouTube video. But either way, you get the gist of it, right? All right, just gonna hit it one more time with alcohol to get all that stuff out of there. Now, I left the stuff in there for what, a minute? Should leave it in there longer than that. The other thing that I do is when I run that carb out is I like to put a patch on the rod and I stick it in there right at the throat area to soak the carbon ring, and it cleans up pretty fast. Okay, now let's go with the dry one. There's still some residue behind. Another dry one. And let's see if it made a difference. Yep, it's working. See those spots right there? There's still some spots in there. That carbon is kind of stubborn. But this is where soaking it would really help. But you can see it's looking pretty good. See those spots right there. Oh, by the way, this is not a new barrel. so you can see this one's got a bit of age already on it. I don't know what's going on there. Anyway, this is why it's good to have a borescope, because you get to look in here and see things like that. But anyway, you can see how much better it looks. Now, if this was a new barrel, it'd probably be clean already, just with that minor cleaning that we've done so far to it. All right, so anyway, I hope you get kind of the gist of it. The point is, there's really no need to use CLR, especially now that they're voiding the warranty. Simply the minute you say that you have used CLR on your barrel, so don't use it. There's a lot of good products out on the market. Like I said, the two that I use is this one, the Iosso Triple Action Oil Solution, which is the exact same thing that I use to clean my bolts. You know, I take the bolts apart every time, and I usually keep my tool around here. So my tool's here somewhere, but I keep a tool to decock the bolt. I keep it around here, but I'm pretty sure the shop next door, my guys from next door, came by and got it, but whatever. The point is, I disassemble it, pull the firing pin out, and do not use the same rag that you were using to clean those all the chemicals. Get a new rag, and typically I just wipe it like that. I put some on the bolt like this, and clean it off just like that. Put a little bit on the bolt face as well, and clean it off, and it cleans all the carbon out of there really fast, really easy. Do it on your bolt, and then of course when you're done, go ahead and grease everything. Grease your lugs there, back of the lug, your cocking ramp right here, and your extraction cam right there. And that's it. Put it all back together, you're done. So this I carry with me anyway, so might as well use it. And of course, the carb out is it's made by Sharpshooter Supply, which makes the patch out in the accelerator, which I already use, so I use that as well. All right, that's it. I hope this helps. Keep them centered.
Tonight I'm feeling me, gonna make an ugly scene. Tonight I'm feeling me.